It is my great honor and privilege to introduce to you one of the most groundbreaking platforms in crypto and blockchain. Miss Lisa Loud with SilentSwap, please take the stage and educate us on what you're doing. Round of applause, please.
Hi everyone, hello. So excited to be here today. I'm going to be talking today about privacy and power. And of course, if you're talking about privacy and power, you have to talk about Bitcoin and the future of Bitcoin. I think the future of Bitcoin is more than the future of just Bitcoin. It's the future of all of us. Can I get a round of applause for that? Woo! So we're excited to be hosting so many leaders here today from all walks of life, from the next era of crypto, from Bitcoin veterans, entrepreneurs, and people shaping policy and regulation for the future. So a little bit about me. Today I am a Forbes contributor, a technical counsel, Cointelegraph named me top 100 things, Cointelegraph. And I'm a full-time privacy advocate. I work with Secret Network and with SilentSwap, both projects that are dedicated to bringing forward encryption on-chain today in the world, which I think is essential. Previously, in my blockchain life, I worked at BitMEX in 2017. Actually, Arthur Yates' work is speaking here tomorrow, so looking forward to seeing him. My old boss. And then I also worked at Shapeshift in 2019. So I kind of went through the ringer with all of the crypto drama. And before that, I was really a tech person. I was an app developer. I left that life, my former life. I got out, I escaped, because I just felt like PayPal wasn't going anywhere and Apple wasn't going anywhere in terms of like actually changing our financial future. So, did you know in 2011 there was a widely held belief that Bitcoin was anonymous? Who believes that here today? Yes. Not too many people, though. Didn't get any hands. But it was people would connect their exchange accounts to their actual private wallets, their main wallet. And they thought, we'll do whatever with that and no one will ever notice. Well, some people still do believe this, but it is not true. And it's actually much worse than that. Privacy is pretty hard work. It's very difficult to keep yourself safe on-chain. And a couple of examples, you don't want to link your main wallet with crypto exchanges. I'm sure everyone knows that by now. You don't want to set your ENS domain as your Twitter display name. Bad idea. You don't want to use your profile, your wallet address in your profile or in your bio. Then use a separate one, but not your main one. This is kind of common sense at this point. But still people do this and think that they'll fly under the radar. I have news for you. The radar is going under the radar is going away. AI is so powerful that nobody can really fly under the radar in the future. And then don't call yourself a crypto king. This is a bad idea. And I'll show you a picture, not to make light of it, but bad things can happen if you promote yourself as this person who has so much crypto. This is Avon. He did not have a good experience. So also, if you go into the ETH world and you get an NFT, you just buy one Bored Ape and everyone is going to know all the apes you ever degened into. They'll know how much crypto you own, at least on the ETH side, how many NEAR tokens you still own, and that you bought something on the dark web last week. All your transaction history. This is just terrible. All right, I think we all agree on the problem here. So moving to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has had some really interesting dark web marketplaces. An interesting one is this top one, Silk Road, seized in 2013, and I think Ross Ulbricht is here. He was serving 2 life sentences before recently, and I think he's going to be speaking tomorrow at the conference, the May conference. But what's ironic is that while Ross is serving this 2-year prison sentence, someone who actually stole 3.4 billion of Bitcoin from Ross and got caught served, guess how long? 1 year. 1 year in jail. The consequences don't always fit the crime in this case. So what I'm saying is that even if you think you're not doing something terribly wrong, privacy should be your first and primary concern. Then we had Tornado Cash. Yeah, that one. Then we had Tornado Cash. Tornado Cash was a great invention for a while. In 2019, it was launched, and then in 2022, it was banned. So transparency in crypto is never meant to need surveillance. However, it has kind of become that. And if you look at this 6-month period here is before Tornado Cash is banned or sanctioned, and then a year later, can look, the volume here was 2.8 billion. That indicates a huge demand. And then a year later, 425 million. Where did all that demand go? What is the solution that people are using today to meet that need? And then MetaMask, just one more example. MetaMask is, they're tracking your IP address. Everyone knows what an IP address is, yeah? Yeah. So if you create a wallet in MetaMask, it links it to your IP address. So they're tracking you, they're watching you. So everything is really being attacked or hacked or watched on chain, and it's very difficult for businesses to build real applications. It's very difficult for high net worth individuals to transact on chain. It's a problem. And then, of course, tumblers, coin joins, things like that are potential solution for Bitcoin. But this guy here, Sam Bent, he served prison sentence for his actions on the dark web. He says he does not like tumblers, and the reason is whenever you need to trust a third party with your tokens, it's a bad situation. Sam talks about how he used this, well, what he does is this, but it's a little bit permitted, going through Monero. And just the reason he does that is to break the link between what was sent and what was received. But we have a better way. Chainalysis keeps evolving, by the way. So if you think you're being clever, like when this Wasabi application that used to do coin joins and mix Bitcoin together, Chainalysis says they can track 60% or more of those transactions. So yes, once again, we have the solution. SilentSwap. SilentSwap changes the way that crypto moves on chains. It does that break. It creates that break between sender and receiver. How it works is you initiate your transaction. I know this is low, so I'll just tell you what it says. You initiate your transaction. It goes through private execution, through secret networks, with different mechanisms, and then it's an untraceable output. The receiving wallet does not know he sent them assets. It's anonymous. Pretty groundbreaking stuff. Pretty world-changing. And this is run by world-class privacy experts designing the systems, and these experts are aware of all of the privacy risks, all of the potential gotchas per Chainalysis, however it can be broken. They are there to protect your data. You might ask, well, aren't there other things that do this today? I'm going to explain this graph. So down here are the transparent, non-private ones. Up there are the private ones. Over here on the left, this is custodial. And over here on the right, it's non-custodial. So I've mapped a bunch of the different services that do stuff on chain, just to let you know where they are on this grid. As you can see, SilentSwap is purely self-custody. You never give up custody of your funds or your assets. And it's purely privacy preserving. Where else can you find something like that? rather than tell you, I am going to show you. So here's a demo of SilentSwap V2, which you are the first people who are seeing this demo. First people ever. We're launching today this demo, or this V2, SilentSwap V2. So you start off, you type in what you want to send. You want to send 12,750 USDC. And you want to send it to Sol, a Sol wallet. And USD, you can add another token here. So you're splitting your transaction. You can even add a third one, or more actually. It's not limited.
What those are doing? These. This is.
Now watch this. You connect your wallet, punch in your destination addresses, click, 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 and swap. Now I have to fill in a little with jokes because we have to wait for the transaction to actually happen. How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb? None. That's hardware. So we're waiting for this to go. So far, ETA 45 seconds. Now this is being transacted privately. It's going through the chains, it's going through bridges, safely, securely, and custodially. And we're taking one wallet and splitting it into 3 different wallets. Our plan is to support Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, everything in here. So you could go from any chain to any other chain. Almost there. You can watch your status as it goes through. Okay, this one's done. Still working on use 2. This is actually how long it takes. Complete. All right, it's done. So that is, I took a screenshot of complete, just so you can see. We spent $63.74. We used a huge amount of funds for HAL compared to other services, and used them completely privately. There was no trace in the destination wallets, do not have any record of where they came from. So we're making our debut this week, today actually. SilentSwap it's the perfect time to debut SilentSwap V2. We're here with people later shaping the future of crypto. And we're bringing together pioneers, entrepreneurs, and policymakers for the next era of secure crypto and blockchain. So with that, please, we're sitting at this table over here, right in the front. Wave, you guys, everybody here knows, can answer your questions. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. Thank you.
Appreciate.